Hello YouTube, Tootie back. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a change. Do not adjust your set. It's not a pickups video. It's going to be my attempt. I've been meaning to do. I've been threatening to do this for ages. It's pissing it down. I'm off with the kids anyway. It's come towards the end of the summer, so I thought, you know what, fucking get on and get this bloody Sega Saturn 60Hz mod done. So it's going to be as best as I can do it. A very brief, just me showing you it being done as best I can. No way am I as good a solderer as Fagan, Sean RS, but you know, hopefully it'll get the fucking job done. Yeah, this is one of the easiest mods, to be honest. I've had it bookmarked on Tinternet for fucking ages, but I just haven't got around to doing it. So I thought now's the time. So there we go. There's a 3-pole switch. Actually, it looks like you only need a 2-throw anyway. You're only using the 2 at the middle and the end switch. 2 solders, so length of. I don't know if you see that. You don't even need it that long. I've got to snip that off. So, you know, I mean, I used to back in the bad old days. Obviously, that's what you need to strip the wire there. There we go. Look, I just used to bite it. Used to bite the end of the wire and just strip it with your teeth. It's no, you know. But yeah, that's right tool for the right job and all that. Screwdriver, because they're all just Phillips ones, and obviously the solder of the iron. There we go. So in terms of the Saturn, I think the hardest part, it looks to be opening, stripping the thing down essentially. But where we're going, and if you really wanted to, if you're really clever and really brave, essentially we fit the switch. Never been open, into the back of that, so you get the old Dremel out and pop a hole in there, and obviously that's where that will sort of poke out if you like. But I'll just quickly show you on here where we're soldering to. So there's your battery compartment. So if you see them 4 little pads there, oh, my battery's dying, that's where we're going to, right there. 2 of them points there, I think it's the 2 middle ones. I don't know if we can see, it's a bit dark, but the 2 middle ones, that's where we're soldering to. So a very short run for the switch. Obviously you need to give a bit of slack if you want to swap the battery out, so don't make it too tight. So yeah, I'm not going to be sort of popping this on a tripod or anything, so it'll just be in stages. Alright guys, see you in a bit. Okay, so all we're doing is removing, hiya, I think there's only 4 there. 1 there, 1 there. I'm not sure if there's 1. There might be 1 in the middle. I don't usually hide 1 and all the covers. I don't know yet. I haven't ever opened a Saturn up before. So next thing you should see is the Saturn with the bonnet on. One open Saturn. I'm sure you've seen this again. I'm sure Sean showed this on his video in a lot better quality and detail. But yeah, this is essentially the unit. Got your power supply there. I think he was doing it on a Japanese Sega Saturn, and he mentioned that the power supply is actually on the lid on them, which is a I think it made things a bit more difficult for him, so he did really well with that. I wouldn't like to. I don't like it when things are connected to other stuff, and you've got to be careful of ribbon cables and wires and stuff like that, because it's so easy, so delicate just to disconnect or break something. Because obviously, you know, realistically, these weren't designed to be ripped apart like what we do, but they are durable enough to sort of take it. So yeah, I mean, like I mentioned before, ideally, what you want to do is strip all this out. If you don't want to go through all that, you can, if you're very clever and you've got the right equipment. I mean, my soldering iron's it's nowhere near Sean's quality and stuff like that, but it does the job. Simple stuff like this, it's doable. You could solder through the gap to save you all this ball ache. So this is probably the hardest bit of it, stripping it all down, etc. Okay, right. So that's the power supply removed. Essentially, you need to disconnect that cable. There's 1 screw that was in there, and then you've got like a little pin connected here, so you just have to gently lift the unit off. You don't need too much force, but you know, firm but fair. 9 fists in the velvet glove, as they say. So next is going to be a CD unit. Looking at this, it's detached to the ribbon cable from there. Remove that connector, and there's a screw somewhere. I think it might be that one there we need to take out. So yeah, we'll come back. There we have the CD unit removed. So it just comes in So what I tend to do a lot of this sort of stuff, because there's so many screws, I just tend to sort of place them, as you can see there, where am I, where's my finger? Just place them back in where the holders were, same with these ones, just so, yeah, I mean, I know they're the sort of covered ones, but anything to do with components, I just tend to keep them all grouped together where I can, because there's nothing worse. You know, experience teaches you, yeah, I'll take that, you know, oh yeah, I remember where they are. I'm getting old, sometimes I don't, so it's just for my own sanity. So, next up we need to get this heat shield taken off, so let's the heat shield, I forgot to mention, there's a plastic cover here, that needs to pop out. It's just attached in with these lugs here, and I think there's something like 7 screws, so you've got, let's see, one there, no, you don't need to leave them, we've got, I'm trying to find them now, one down here, one here. I mean, it's pretty obvious where it sort of connects to, one in the middle. There's 7 in total. No, it is them 2, yeah, 2 at the top. One there. There's 7 in total. Like I say, it's nothing too. Oh, there's one over there as well. But we've got to pop that off anyway. Right. That was a lot more. That's a lot more tricky than it first appears. As you can see, the board is now exposed. Here is the heat sink. What a couple of guides sort of seem to fail to mention is, I'll just get the right angle, there's this little cable here, so basically that cable connects to that connector, but it's through that little gap there, so it loops through and gets stuck under. It doesn't mention about removing that, so it's a ribbon cable, so again you have to be sort of firm but fair. Now I found it easier to remove the top end first, so as you can see it's not in there. Take that out and it gives you a bit more flexibility, and then you can sort of slide that out, because without removing that I've struggled to get the heatsink off. I must admit, I'm a bit heavy-handed at the best of times, so I have to be very, very careful. But yeah, once that cable's off, the heat shield come off okay. I don't know what I call it, the heatsink, the heat shield. Right, so we've now got an exposed board. This little plastic doober is just under the cover, so we'll pop that to one side again. And like I said before, the points are after here is here. The points are after here is here. It's SW4, so it's upside down. But it's the 2 middle points. In theory, it should be quite easy to solder to. Again, like I said, I'm not the best solderer in the world, but you know, hopefully I won't cock it up completely. It probably won't look the nicest, but as long as it works, I say it's only for me. I don't care. Right, let's crack on. Right, we're attached. Like I say, my soldering's not nowhere near as good as Sean's, but yeah, very rough and ready. That's essentially it. I'm not sure now the best method. I don't know whether to put it all together or just to try and loose lay it and see if it fires up. So bear with me while I attempt to work this out. What I'm going to do with this one, I've got a hot glue gun that I bought. I haven't even used it yet. Because I haven't done much soldering for ages because the weather's just been too hot. So you know, it's going to get used. So a bit of glue, I think, on both of them if it works, just to keep them steady. Because that's quite. I've probably used the wrong wire, truth be told, because there's no flex in this. But with the glue, if it works, it should just hold it anyway. I mean, you know, it's only just to swap the battery. There's no other reason to go in the back anyway. Okay. Glue's on. Don't be a douchebag like me. This little plastic thing. Basically, there was a bridge. Oh, it's bridged across there. Obviously I've glued it kind of, well not glued it, but the wires are quite tough, so I had to just snip that off. I don't think it particularly matters, it's just so the wires are clear. I mean, obviously the ideal way you might run it around there, you know, run it across or around. I mean, to be honest, I don't particularly really matters. It's only for the battery compartment again, so moment too soon. So we're still connected, thank God. A little bit fiddly with that ribbon cable again. I found it easy to connect the top bit and then the bottom bit. Obviously reversing the process of taking it out. So yeah, we'll plod on, and like I was saying, it should be, famous last words, fairly straightforward. Putting the screws back in and just rebuilding the unit. So you've seen that. It's you know, I'm not going to bother showing you too much of that unless I come across anything that's a bit fiddly. I'll let you know. Okay, essentially we're all set to go. Still haven't fitted the switch to the cover, so I probably might leave that loose for the minute, because technically now, all things being equal, if I haven't completely this up, it should still at least power up, and I should be able to test if the switch is working. This video may not surface, so unless I might fucking blow the house up, we'll see. Right, okay gang, I've just put the cover on, I haven't screwed it in yet. There's the screws there. I think because obviously it would notice that the door's open, the lid's open, so I thought it was easy this way. Obviously it might provide me some protection if it all goes bang. Excuse me. Oh, meant to mention, there we are, hello. TV works, the remote control works for, I don't think it works for the input, it works for the volume, but I mean the sort of inputs there anyway. So, are we ready? God, please work. Well, so we've still got power, and if I'm not mistaken, that looks to be full screen to me. What I haven't done is plug the controller in. Right, control plugged in. So there we go. It's not. Well, I don't know if it's going to be a disc yet, because I could completely cock that up. So let's get a disc in there. And I should have planned this better, shouldn't I, really? And give it a whirl. Bear with. Right, so I've got a spare copy of Tomb Raider. Where's the say, pal? Ooh, made in UK. I mean, to me that looks like it's full screen anyway. I will try the switch. I just want to make sure that the drive works and put it all together, and then I'll show you it's been switched. So it's recognised the door's open, as you can hear. Oh, please work. Reading the disc, come on, I can hear it loading. Okay. No, that doesn't look like it's full screen, so we may need to switch it. But it's reading the disc anyway, so worst case I haven't completely cocked up the Saturn. There I am again. Not naked this time, so it's nice and cold in here now. But yeah, okay, so it's reading the disc. I just want to make sure, because some of these cutscenes do end up being letterbox anyway. Let's just see if we can skip past that. Well, I think that's full screen, guys. I think we're running at full screen. Well, it's flickering a bit, isn't it? When it loads. I don't know what that's about. It might just be the disc. Because it only seems to be when it's loading, it's doing that jumpy thing. Anyone know? Well, it might just be because we're pushing this into 60 Hz, and maybe the game, I don't know, is what do you call it, like programmed. Oh no, that looks alright. Yeah, it's only when it's loading, so I think we might have cracked it. Now all I've got to do is get the fucking switch in one piece without completely cocking it all up. See you in a bit. What I might do is, once I get this working, is maybe chuck it on the big TV. The big TV in the front room, because obviously this is just like it has been really useful actually, because it saves me having to wade through piles of crap in front of the other one. There's a nice little test bed. Right, back, all plugged back in again, and I don't know if you can see it. That's on. That was a little bit fiddly, I must admit. I didn't use the best wire. I didn't use the. It's quite a tough course. It's more easier to use when you're trying to connect straight runs, because there's less flex in it, if that makes sense. You can actually hold the wire at a distance, but for flexibility in terms of, you know, moving the connectors, it's not the easiest, because there's no giving it. It's quite a taut, rigid wire. That's the word I was looking for. So I'm hoping this will load up. And I'm just hoping now that the switch will work. I mean, if it fucking stays in 60 Hz, I couldn't give a shit, because I'm all in 60 Hz anyway. Yeah, the old loading flicker. I don't know if that's just because, like I say, if maybe if the disc's been sort of optimised. That's the word I was looking for. Optimised for 50 Hz. Because I know sometimes the code is a bit like the Dreamcast. There's a few games there that are optimised 50 Hz and they won't run in 60, and vice versa. I think Daz has found that out. So I don't know if that applies to Saturn. I'm sure someone like Sean or one of the other, maybe even Scott Sega Saturn lad will know, or Adam Shocks. Yeah, it's just when it loads, it just does that flicker. So I don't know. Right, let's start it anyway. And just see if the yeah, go on. Right. Skip past that. Sorry about the shoddy cam work, it's just a lot easier. So if I have to set up the tripod and all that shite. I said it's easy, it ends up not being easy, but it's less hassle for me in terms of setting up. Just do it this way. Right, so there we go. So we're at right, let's see if it will switch. I don't think that's made a jot of difference, do you? I don't think it's made any fucking difference. Okay. I'm confused. Right, guys, back. Fuck, you know, I should do my research, shouldn't I? You could probably hear that. What I've had to do, not because I'm a lazy bastard, I've just got the next available spare game I had, which happened to be FIFA 97. I've had to do a quick Google on non-PAL optimised games. I was right. There's a few games that are optimised for 50 Hz already, so they run at full screen. Obviously, Tomb Raider being one. Fortunately, I've got loads. I mean, I've got fucking loads of Saturn games. FIFA wasn't. Surprise, surprise. So there you go. Look, full screen there, right? Flick the switch, and you got the horrible borders. There we go. Look. It'd be interesting to see at 50 if it does that flickery screen when it loads. But yeah, it's got the borders on it, which looks vile. Push it into 60. Oh, they run a bit faster, look. Yeah, you can actually see I'm moving quicker. So yeah, there we go.
Kick off by Sheringham.
One-handed. This must be the only fucking FIFA 97 gameplay video on the whole of YouTube. Fucking shite. I can't even play it one-handed. But anyway, there we go, guys. It works. It fucking works. Right, and you can see actually the screen flickering a little bit, so it can prove this in there. I'll just show you. If I drop it down again, there we go. Look, no flicker. So yeah, that's running at 6 Hz with the RGB lead at the top. Excellent. I hope that's been useful for some people, but more for me. Cheap, quick-ish mod there. Take it easy.